James Comey was on a late night show. In fact, looking at it right here, it's Colbert. And Comey is explaining what happened with these numbers, this numbered pattern of seashells that he posted on Instagram, subsequently deleted, had a conversation with the Secret Service. He may or may not be charged over this. I think part of his campaign is to kind of make sure that he's not charged by giving an innocent explanation. And I have to say that this was a case where you see Colbert, who's, by the way, not a dumb guy, but he is a guy who views his job as covering for Comey. So he's nodding receptively as Comey puts out this utterly preposterous story. So let me summarize Comey's story with a couple of quotes. Here's Comey. My wife and I were walking on the beach and we saw those numbers in shells. Right there's something that's sort of questionable, which is to say, is it really believable that Comey and his wife are walking on the beach and they see this pattern shells right in front of them? Most likely, Comey did it himself. That's what I think is more likely. But let's accept Comey's explanation for now. He's walking with his wife and they see these shells. Comey says they puzzle over the shells. Like, what does that mean? And according to Comey, his wife says, quote, you know what I think? It's a reference to restaurants. Look at this idiocy. The wife apparently says, in a restaurant, when you leave the restaurant or you decamp for another restaurant, people use the phrase 86. And so presumably the wife is saying that this message, which neither of them can decipher, must be a reference to restaurants. There's no way for the wife to even think that if she didn't separate the first two numbers, 86, from the last two numbers. In other words, when you see a 4-digit number, you don't automatically break it up into two, right? I see 1793. I don't think to myself, we know 17 probably refers to my life when I was 17 years old. No, that's not the number. The number is 1793. So similarly, unless the wife knew that 47 refers to Trump, she would not even ask herself the question, what does 86 refer to? So right away, Comey's story is unbelievable, which is to say it can't be believed. And then Comey goes on to say that he says, no, it's not a restaurant reference. It's a political message. Now, for that, Comey would have to know that 47 is President Trump, and he would also have to know that 86 has to do with something to do with Trump, and in this case, getting rid of Trump. Out with Trump. Move Trump out of there. If Comey didn't know those two things, then it makes no sense that he would recognize this as a political message. It's not a political message any more than any other four numbers are a political message. And then, according to Comey, quote, she said, you should Instagram that. And he goes, okay. So is this really credible? The wife says it's a reference to restaurants. That's stupid. Comey says it's a political message, but neither of them know what the political message says, and the wife says, Instagram it anyway. She's telling the former director of the FBI that a message that she knows, if she's right about, leaving the restaurant, then she knows 86 means get rid of. Let's just say she doesn't know what 47 is. I think she obviously does. But she's telling Comey, we don't know what this means, but put her on your Instagram anyway. And Comey goes, yeah, I'll do that. So this right here is an absolutely concocted tale. I don't think it should be taken seriously for 1 minute. It is a bald-faced, some people say a bold-faced lie, but that's actually wrong. It's a bald, B-A-L-D, it's a bald-faced lie. Most of us think Medicare is something to deal with someday. That's how I felt until recently. I'm 64 now, and the moment you hit that number, it begins. The mailers, the robocalls, the TV ads with actors you barely remember. None of it made any sense, and the more I looked into it, clearer it became this system is not designed to be easy. And that's why I turned to Chapter. They walk me through everything. No pressure, no sales pitch. Chapter is independent. Their advisors compare every Medicare option out there to help you save money and remove all your stress, and it's all at no cost to you. So if you're turning 65, or even if you are over 65, do what I did. Call Chapter and get peace of mind. Dial pound 250, and when you're prompted, say Dinesh. That's the pound sign, and then 250, and then say Dinesh. Dinesh is the keyword. Don't let Washington or big insurance make this decision for you. Take control. Call Chapter today. That's pound 250. And when prompted, say Dinesh.